First take, the NFC North is wide open with the Lions as the favorite to win the division, followed by the Packers, Bears, and Vikings, respectively. But we had some bad news bears yesterday in Chicago after Ben Johnson announced safety Kobe Bryant will miss 4 to 6 months recovering from knee surgery. The Bears secondary really banged up already, and this is a defense that ranked out of the top 20 just a year ago. Okay, everyone here knows I'm from Chicago. Bears are my squad. I covered them for a long time before I came over here to ESPN, and so we're going to pick this Bears schedule. Here we go. Really good season last year. I'm not going to talk about regression. That annoys Ben Johnson. I don't want to do that. So, at Panthers week 1, give me a dub here.
Wow.
Vikings with Kyler Murray now under center. I think it's going to take a little getting used to, and I do expect the defense, despite all the injuries, to be slightly improved. I'll take a W here against the Vikings because last year we played them week 1. It was a terrible loss on Monday Night Football. 2 wins out of the gate. This is where I get a little nervous. This is Monday Night Football. Stomped, ran all over the Eagles last year. And Vic Fangio, I'm sure, is going to remember that. I'm going to do a loss here against the Eagles week 3. First loss of the season at home. That one burns a little bit. Okay. W against the Jets. Come on, everybody. At the Packers. Another one where I get a little bit worried here because, remember, the Bears beat them twice, I believe, in a 3-week span at the end of the season last year. However, I do think by this date, Micah Parsons will be back at Lambeau. I'm going to do another L here out of the gates for the Packers. At Falcons, give me a W. Against
say
the,
that with ease. Huh?
No discussion needed. No discussion needed.
We're going to bounce back
Very
easily here. Against the Patriots, I actually like this matchup for the Bears. I'm going to do a win here. This game is at home, and because they've lost now against the Packers and then at home against the Eagles, I think this is a really good win for the Bears in October against the Patriots. At Seahawks.
Loss.
Tough one.
I'll help you.
I'll go loss here, too. But eventually we're going to have to win one of these tough games on the road. We'll do that in a minute here. Against the Buccaneers at home in November, give me a win. Might be cold and chilly. Those Buccaneers from Tampa Bay might not like that. Coming off the bye week against the Saints, I know they are improved. I don't care. Win for the Bears here. Against the Lions on the road, I'll get a win here. Is this Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
What's
looks
the?
like it. Yeah,
is this
4 days.
Thanksgiving?
4 days
Sure
later.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, this is Thanksgiving and 4 days later. That's 2 wins in a row here against the Jaguars. Another tough one at home. The cold weather. Jags coming up north. A win here as well. At the Dolphins, I'll take a win. We're on a streak here after the bye.
Unbelievable.
But against the Bills, despite maybe having some bad views there at that new Highmark Stadium, I'll still take a loss for the Bears there against the Bills on the road. This is where we get revenge against the Packers.
Christmas Day.
Win Christmas Day at home, a nice little present for us. Against the Lions, I think this is another win. I think we're going to sweep the Lions next year. The Ben Johnson effect. Sorry to his former team. And then at the Vikings, I'll take a win there as well. So we sweep both the Lions and the Vikings. Give me 13-4. Bears win the North.
Holy
I don't think this is biased. Look at all these losses.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what delusional looks like in its greatest fashion.
All right, so fix it. What do you not agree with?
Wow, he's going straight to Falcons first.
Based on the NFC South,
Yeah.
I wouldn't just pencil in wins amongst the NFC South.
Fine.
The Carolina Panthers, this first game on the road is going to be, I think, way tougher for the Chicago Bears, but I do believe they come out and get that victory.
Cool. So
This one against the Falcons, they probably get that victory. This one against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm giving them a loss for that one.
This is at Soldier Field. You know that?
That's fine. And I'm also going to give them a loss versus the New Orleans Saints.
Whoa.
Oh, please. 2 in a row. So you think they lose 2 in a row?
People jumping on my Saints bandwagon. You know what? That's all right, though. There's plenty of room. There's plenty of room.
Fine, 11
You see what's
and 6.
happening down there.
What do you think?
Look, Shay, I'm with you with the Panthers. I think they got that. It's that second game against the Vikings. Look, I'm telling you, like,
What?
Kyler Murray really is a difference maker for them, provided all the other maturity issues, are able to be ironed out and he can, like, level up. The Eagles game, I'm with you there. I think that's one. Jets game, I'm with you there. At the Packers, I'll tell you what, I think early on in the season, I think that's when you got to catch the Packers. And even if Micah is back at that point, he's not going to be 100%. Out the Falcons, I'm with you there. Patriots,
Definitely.
I'm not with you there.
I'm not with you there either.
I'm not with you with the Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to be back in the AFC title game. I think this is a much improved football team over a year ago. I know everyone wants to point to, they played the easiest schedule. They have a lot of distractions. You know what they did this year? They leveled up this roster in a big way. If their pass rush questions are answered, Patriots will be in the
Okay, hold
AFC
on.
title
Would you
game.
go Drake May or Caleb Williams? Forget the rest of the roster. Who would you take in this game? Because this
wow.
is going to be a battle of two quarterbacks that were from the same draft class.
Look, you
Okay,
can't
that's all we're going to talk about.
I'm taking Drake May. I'm taking Drake
You would
May.
take Drake
I'll tell
May.
you what. Think about the secondaries that the respective secondaries they're going to be dealing with here. The Bears secondary is decimated. The Patriots secondary may be the strength of their football team. Well, they're not going to find any real answers at this point in August and then be able to kind of restock that route. Kobe Bryant, that's a huge loss, Shay. I hate that.
But maybe they could. Wasn't Micah traded in August? I mean,
I
you
hate
never
that
know.
for them. You're right. You're right.
Never know.
Seahawks
Keep that in
lost,
mind.
Buccaneers lost. Yeah, look, I'm with you with the rest of them. But as far as that Saints one is concerned, you switched that, huh? He switched that.
Go back to a win. Come on. The Saints
That's
out of the bye.
a heck of a run that led those last three games right there. If they can sweep the division like that, those last three games, they're going to be doing some work. They're going to be absolutely doing the work because I think those football teams. This is the football team, though. I'm telling you. Keep an eye on as far as I'm saying in a bad way. The injuries that are happening to that team right now in the secondary. I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about that.
I got you.
I'm concerned about that.
Yeah, their center's a problem too.
Yeah,
They're picked to win the division right now. Okay, fine. 11-6. You guys are two games off from me.
Kev's got some issues right now. He's got some issues.
I'm a little offended that we're glossing over sweeping the Packers.
I didn't say sweep.
I didn't gloss it over.
Okay.
No. He said sweep.
Okay.
I thought this. What did I say? That was a loss, or this was a loss. This one I thought was a
Okay.
loss.
No, I'm
All right.
talking about at the end of the season sweep, like Packers, Lions, Vikings, those three games.
Okay, so I don't think there's any way on God's green earth that these three are a win. I don't think so. I think you're getting at least a loss here, would be my guess. I think the Packers are better than the Bears. And I'm going to go, unfortunately, with a loss here, guys, because I think this Lions team is unbelievable. I think that Jared Goff is one of the most underrated players in all of football when you consider how he throws guys open. How I was there last week. I was actually at most of the NFC North teams last week. The vibes coming from Lions camp, even with that center injury, are really, really, really high. And I think that Jared Goff, you talk about leveling up, Jared Goff is leveling up. Somebody said to me in the organization, I absolutely believe it, that if you Chad Powers Jared Goff, and he doesn't have the backstory, and he's got the mustache like me, he'd be an MVP candidate every single year. I agree with that. Because McVay gave up on him, because we saw the rough rookie year, because we saw, everything's got to be perfect. Well, guess what? He makes things perfect.
I remember when he came out in the draft, and there was a debate between he and Carson Wentz, and a lot of people felt as though Carson needed to go number one overall that year. I've always been a Jared Goff fan.
Yeah.
Always been a fan.
And that's why, Louis Riddick, the Lions win.
Okay, cool. So you don't even have them cracking double digits. Kevin, I'm done with done with you for the day. We have multiple losing streaks in this schedule. My version was much better, but we got to get to some breaking news now out of the NBA from Ramona Shelburne. The Los Angeles Lakers are being sold to
Through the Falcons quarterback competition, and what's the latest there?
Well, we're still waiting for Michael Penix to get back on the field to take part in 11 on 11 drills, and until that happens, Tua Tagovailoa remains the favorite to be the opening day starter in Atlanta. They praised his accuracy, and if he has a impressive preseason, it's hard not to think that Tua wouldn't wind up winning this job. Penix should be ready at the end of this month. We'll see when he can get back on the field, back to full strength, but that battle's underway, and Tua right now holds the pole position. As for the Cleveland Browns, they have their own quarterback battle going on. This might be, it is, the most interesting quarterback battle in the NFL right now. We've heard a lot about Deshaun Watson as the veteran. Shedeur Sanders supposedly has improved recently. Each will be given the chance to shine during the preseason. I think with 2 road games in Florida, at Jacksonville, at Tampa, to open the season, it's possible that Deshaun might hold the lead early on. But really the question is, who's going to play more this season? And it wouldn't be a surprise if that turned out to be Shedeur.
Deshaun Watson possibly taking back the starting job in Cleveland. How do you respond to that?
Look, I think this needs to be as organic of a competition as you could possibly make it. Like, I am not someone who believes that anyone should have the lead. You should not come into this kind of quarterback competition as a staff with any preconceived notions, not trying to favor one over the other. Look, the Browns for so long have been searching for their franchise quarterback, right? I mean, obviously, Deshaun Watson was someone who they thought was going to be their franchise quarterback until things got derailed for obvious reasons. Look, I think right now, with a new coaching staff, a new regime, they need to kind of just take this day by day and let the chips fall where they may. Let the players' play speak for itself. I don't care about what Deshaun Watson was on the field years ago. I don't care about the layoff. What I care about is production on the football field. and not looking forward to the 2027 draft and trying to put all your eggs in that basket and go, hey, look, we don't really need to really settle this situation out this year because we're going to address it next year. They've been trying to address it next year for years. Just play the best player and address 2027 when it comes up.
All right, so Harry, jump in here. If you're in Todd Monken's seat, the head coach, this is his first year on the job, first year as a head coach in the NFL. What would you be looking for between these two?
Well, number one, it's about who can go out there and win the job. And I think it's about that locker room. That's what you can't forget. Those guys in that locker room, Lewis, you've been in there. I've been in there. When you have a guy that's showing up every single day and everyone on that roster feels like this quarterback A should be the guy, but you choose quarterback B, then you slowly started to lose the locker room, and it becomes divided in that manner. So for Todd Monken, who's the first-year head coach, we have to remember, he's trying to win now. He's trying to make sure he's not a part of those first-year head coaches that loses their job going into year two. So he's going to play the best candidate as well, but I think it is like whoever goes out there and shows that they're the best fit for the job, for the team, that's the way you have to approach it if you're Todd Monken.
It's also interesting to me that they used a higher draft pick on Dylan Gabriel, and he's not even mentioned as a candidate for the starting job. It's down to Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders, according to Todd Monken. So Dylan Gabriel is not even in the picture. And if he's not in the picture, then wouldn't it make sense to move off him and try to get something back and make the quarterback room a little less crowded?
Yeah, I'm sure at some point in time, Andrew Barry, the GM, he'll consider doing that. But you know what? See, I like the fact that, look, I'm not rooting against Dylan Gabriel or for him. I don't care who winds up playing and winning this job. But I like the fact that, look, what happened in years past or what your draft status was doesn't mean anything to Todd Monken. Because as Harry's saying, look, I'm just trying to win football games. That's all I'm hired to do here. That's all I'm hired to do, and that's exactly how they should approach this. I mean, this situation gets a lot of attention simply because of Deshaun's past and who Shedeur Sanders is. This needs to just come down to a football discussion. Simple as that.
Last 5 years, Deshaun Watson has only appeared in 19 of a possible 85 games, which is 20.